movie editing tutorial A to Z. You're welcome to this part of our live class. Today, guess what? Like you already know, I'm going to be teaching you how to edit a movie today. All right. So many of you want to create, short kind of film. All right, and then more like what we call skit, and then you don't know how to create it. So that is what I want to guide you on practically today. Now, before we dive into the practical class, I want to let you know that when you want to shoot a film, the first thing you need to know is that you need more than one angle. Okay, now like this you are watching right now, this is one angle. Okay, so when it is a film, you need more than one angle. You can't shoot a film with one angle. What I mean by angle is that you can see the camera seeing from this angle. All right, another camera could be at this side seeing from this angle, and then possibly another one from this side seeing from this angle. And then somebody might be tempted to ask me to say, okay, BLC, does that mean that I need up to more than one camera to be able to shoot a movie? The answer is no. Okay, for as many of you that have gone through our page, that is BLC Films, all right, the BLC Films on YouTube. Okay, you will see our films there. I want you to know that the films you saw there, they were all shot on phone and edited on phone, and then it's on one phone. Okay, so you can actually use one phone. That's what I'm trying to say. Now you have to script, all right, your story. You have to script it so that when it's being acted, it could be acted like 3 times. All right, now let's say for instance you want to record the first one. The people can sit down, the camera can be displayed, they will act what they were supposed to act their script. Okay, now you take the camera to another angle, they will act the same thing they acted, say the same thing they said. All right, and then that is 2. And then the third one is what we call the close shot. Okay, so anybody talking, you kind of well, there's a lot of things practical here that I need to explain about the shooting. But remember, this tutorial is not about shooting, right? It's about editing. So I might not be able to go into details to tell you how you are to shoot your movie, okay? Because the shooting is very important. What you shot is what you are going to edit. So if your shooting is not correct, your editing may not be correct, okay? So what I will say is that I will say you should watch the next video, all right, which comes after this. And guess what? That is, in fact, that is one of the most important part of this training. Okay, today actually makes the day 4 of this training. So in the next class, I'm going to teach you how to make money, all right, from editing. So there you are going to get it more, all right, on how you can be able to learn shooting. You need to learn shooting. Very, very important. You can, if you want to edit well, the film must be well shot. All right, so let's not talk about how it was shot. So without wasting much time, let's dive into how to edit a movie. All right, guys, let's go there. Okay, so you're welcome to the tutorial. All right, the practical aspect of movie editing. So this is your CapCut interface. What you need to do as your first thing when you get to your CapCut is to actually import the films. Okay, remember that for a movie to be a movie, it has to have more than one clip. Okay, you cannot just be shooting one clip and say it's a movie. You should have plenty clip, except you pause and play all your clip into one, which is still fine. So let's go into some of the one I'm going to be using. I actually recorded a kind of, I don't know whether to call it an advert storytelling, okay, because movie is actually about a storytelling. So that's what we are going to use to practicalize this class. All right, so this is it. All right, these are there. So I'm going to import all of them. Okay, there are many of them. So you can see it is one story. Can you see how many videos I recorded just for one story? And then it's having a lot of things like what we call an extract. Okay, so this is it. I think that is all. Is there another one? Okay, this is the last one. So I'm going to click on HD and then I'll click on add. All right, so the 15 clips, there are about 15 clips, they are about being added. So we are going to arrange this 15 clip to speak one message. All right, so let's get to work. So what do you do after you import your clip into your workspace? Okay, so the first thing you do, of course, is to trim or to all right, it's basically to trim your clips. Okay, just to click all right, trim it, or you split, cut it. Okay, you cut it. So let's listen and start working on what we have here. All right, so let's play this. Now listen, in movie editing, you are going to be doing a lot of pause and play because you need to hear what you are editing. So I'm telling you this now that you need to be patient to watch this class to the end. to be able to understand this very, very well. So let's get to work. So you play. So this is where I was actually editing something. That's me scrolling. Okay, let's see. Me scrolling. Good. I think it's okay at this point. I don't want the scrolling to be too long. The message is already passed that I was actually scrolling at something. So let me delete the remaining part. Okay, I don't need this very part. I'm going to delete it. So the intro talks about somebody who is sitting down and scrolling through his phone. All right. So that is what the first scene is about. All right. So he's still scrolling. So let's go a bit more. All right. So let's stop here. Okay. Another split, and then we delete. So let's come here. Now this is another view. Now remember, I was telling you about angle earlier. So this is the practical application of it. Okay. So you see that I did not record myself from, this is one angle. These two clips is one angle. Okay. The camera is capturing me from one angle. But you see this is another angle of the same sitting. All right. So that is one thing you need to know, that when you are recording, you need to record different angles. So you are going to see now. All right, you see now, this is me sitting down and operating. So later, when I'm going to arrange them, which is going to be the next level, we are going to see how this thing will fit into themselves. So let's delete that part, and then let's play again. Good. All right, let's see, I'm saying something.
Every day, millions of videos are posted online. Some get thousands of views. Others get none. For a long time, I've wondered what makes me different. But
all right, you see that there was a mistake there, right? So I'm going to cut that out. So let's see.
Was it expensive?
Okay, so let's I hope this is not too entering I hope I'm not entering the camera too much. Just don't worry, you might not need to be looking at me necessarily. Just looking at what I'm doing. So let's see. Okay, so I was about to start talking here, so I'm going to split here. Let's play now.
Was it expensive cameras? Was it luck? Or was it something more?
So that is it. That is where it ends. Or was it something more? Then I was thinking, and that is all split. And that is the end. Good. So you see, we've gotten that. So let's go back and delete that part that I made mistake. Okay, so let's see where this one.
For a long time, I've wondered what makes me different.
Good. What makes the difference? Split. So let's see what comes after that. Good. Delete this. So now we have this clip now. So I think I'm done with the now remember what we are trying to do. Please, I need you to follow this very carefully. What we are trying to do, right, is actually to get the clip correct. Each clip, let's get the message in each clip first. All right, before we can come and start arranging the scenes. Do you understand? So that's what I'm doing. So I'm currently trimming and cutting. That's exactly what I'm doing now. So let's continue, guys. All right, so let's get back to work. So we are done with this. So let's go to the next one now. You see, now this is an extract. So you are going to see the importance of extract in movie editing. So when you are doing movie editing, make sure you have extract. Extract is more like a detailed view of what the person is doing, all right, or what is happening in the scene. If for those of you who watched, who followed this tutorial, I think the second one when we talk about how to edit a comedy video, okay, I think that was the video before this very one. You saw how I use an extract of the custard. So that is what an extract is. So you are going to see the importance of this in the video as we progress. So let's go. So you just miss scrolling. It shouldn't be too long. So that is all. Let me trim it. It's okay here. So we are done. We are done with scene 1. Trimming. So let's go to the next scene now. So the next scene. Okay, so this one is not good. So we delete it out completely. So let's see. So what we want to get in the next scene is how that I closed the door and then I was walking out of the door. That's what we want to get here. And then I said something. That is scene 2. The film is actually 3 scenes. So we're in scene 2 already. So let's play. Good. So let's see. So let's say let's take from here. Split. Okay. Delete the first part. Good. So let's see now. All right. Sorry. All right. That is good. So let's see. Let's see now. It was going. Good. So let's see. I want him to just stop exactly at the point where his leg. Good. Good. Let's stop here instead. We're going to split this. Now, there's what we call continuity. There's what we call continuity in film. Okay. Now, continuity is that when you are shooting film, you see, I'm always being tempted to talk about shooting because shooting has a lot of effect on what you're editing. If it was not shot well, you can't edit it well. Okay. So, but what I want you to know that there is a rule of shooting. If you are shooting, you are not supposed to be moving your camera. Like, for example, this person now, all right, is about to move out of the camera. So you that is recording, you are not permitted to carry the camera and start turning and following him. No, allow him to walk out of the scene so that the next one will be a continuity. I know you don't understand that, but you understand now. Just look at this. Look at this. Now, you see where his leg was? So the next one now, make sure his leg was there. It was there. Good. So, and then it will now be like a continuation. Okay? It will be a continuation, something like this. Look at this. So did you see that? So did you see how it was more like he continued walking? Although this one was too fast. This one was too fast. Let's see. Good. So you see it now. You see how it was more like his leg was about to move. Then it comes here. It moved. So you see that it was a continuation of the walking that continued here. And then it was two different things that now look as if they are one. So you have to know those things. Well, if you are very much interested in learning, the shooting, I'll make provision for that for you guys. Okay. But for this, we're dealing with editing. So let's proceed with editing. So you see now, it's about to say something. Let's stop at and then. Let's go again.
I discovered something.
Good. And then I discovered something. Remember, you might not know this. When I'm shooting this, I cannot be shooting and then be saying the thing I want to say from far. So I have to come closer. Okay. So that is why if you notice, I was not saying anything again. So that is the end of this one. So the next video now becomes a close view. All right, which is more like a continuation of what he was saying. But later when you are going to be watching it, you will see that everything will sink into one. You'll be like, is he using plenty camera? Do you understand? So it's actually one camera. And I believe you are believing that by seeing what you're seeing now. All right, so let's continue. All right, so let's see. Good. Then. So let's split. All right, delete everything before this, please. So now you see, now you have started talking now. So later, by the time I'm going to be done, it's going to be more like his two camera. One was doing a long, a wide shot, and then another one is doing close shot, whereas it's one camera. Okay. So all of these terminologies I'm using, those of you who are interested in learning movie editing, make sure you follow our next class so that you can know how to get our full master course on video editing. That covers a whole lot of things about editing, okay, and even how some of these things are shot. You will know them in details.
I discovered something. The difference isn't always the camera. It's the editing. Two people can shoot the same video. One looks ordinary, the other looks professional. The secret is knowing what after pressing the record button.
Good. That is all. Okay, so let's split. Let's split and see what is at the front. That is just it. Nothing more there. So let's see. We are done with that scene now. So the next scene is what? Let's see what is happening in the next scene.
Editing is where the transformation happens.
Okay, so I'm seated here. Okay, it's a continuation. Let's go. So let's split. It's about to start talking. Okay, so let's delete this. So let's go now.
Editing is where the transformation happens.
Okay.
This is where you cut distractions, add control attention, tell a story, and concept into something actually enjoying.
Good. Something people enjoy watching, right?
Into something people actually enjoy watching.
Good. Now, if you notice, there is a cloth showing up there. All right. We actually shot this video inside sun. So the sun was too much, so we have to cover the distance. So what am I going to do? Look at my two hands like this. I'm going to put these two hands like this on screen and then do like this on my display window and do like this, so that it's more like I'm cropping. Okay. Or I can even do the direct cropping from here. Okay, let's go and crop directly. Look at crop here. Look at crop here. Okay. Let's use this method. There are many methods you can use to, to crop. So I'm going to draw this down, take this down so that float will not be in my video, right? So you can see. Now let's now do what I had wanted doing before, like this. Push your hand on the screen, do like this. Put my hand, zoom it, let it fit in. Okay, so this is it. So this is more like a closer view. Let's bring it to the center.
And concept into something people actually enjoy watching.
Good. Something people actually enjoying. Good. So let's split. Okay. I hope you guys are following what I'm doing. So let's play now. So nothing is being said there yet. Okay, that is all. So you can see the sun that we're trying to avoid.
Let me record another one like that.
Okay, so you see that one is even better. The one without.
Where the transformation happens. This is where you cut fraction.
I love the demonstrations I put here. Anyways, let me keep the two footage. I'll decide which one I'll use later. Let's go back a bit. Now split. So you see that movie editing is actually complex. It's actually complex. So this is just level 1 we are.
Editing is where the transformation happens.
All right.
This is where you cut fraction.
Okay.
You add emotion, you tell the story, you control the attention, and then add it, and then turn a simple footage into something people can actually enjoy.
Good. Good. So let's trim. Let's trim that. So we've gotten that right. So let's proceed. So what is to be happening there now? I don't know what part of the story is this. Okay, I think this is. Okay, yeah, I think that is the wide shots that I wanted to use to demonstrate. I don't even need the wide shot in this one, so I'm going to remove this altogether. That's an extract. For those of you who get to know what I was doing there, I don't need that extract. So this is another part. I think this is the ending part. Now this is where I was coming. Good.
Today, businesses need videos, churches need videos, brands need videos, events need videos. The demand for content is growing every day, and those who don't know how to edit have a valuable skill that can have a valuable skill.
I'm going to edit that. Good.
Have a valuable skill that can open any doors.
Good. So that is that. I think, am I still saying anything? Split. Let's play more.
Draw down. Alright. Yeah, right up, going down.
Alright, so we're coming again. So we're going to select which one we use.
Going down.
Good. Let's split this. Delete the middle. Okay, so let's go now.
Today, businesses need videos, churches need videos, brands need videos, events need the demand for content keep growing every day, and those who know how to edit have a valuable skill that can open many doors, right?
That can open many doors.
Many doors.
Good. So let's split. I'll make the decision on the one to use later. Okay, so what we are doing now is just to get straight line story. To get the straight line story. So let's go back and have this divided into two. So let's see where it started coming. This is when it started coming.
Today, businesses need videos, churches need videos, brands need events need.
Let's use the second one. Okay, I'm deleting this one. We'll use this one. We'll use this second one. I hope it's the one we are intending to use. All right, so let's use this one.
Okay, guys, I'm starting now.
No. Let me undo. What I just did now, undo. Right? What I deleted, I just had to bring it back. It seems the one I deleted now is the wrong one. Is this first one that I was thinking of deleting? Okay, it's not this one I want to use. This one too looks nice. Though. Let me see. And then this one. I don't know. I'm even confused. I don't know the one to use. Well, when it comes to the time of proper aligning, I will decide. But for now, let me keep the two clips. Alright, so let's delete. Let's split rather. Okay, split and delete this first part. So we have two clips for that. Then, of course, the last thing there is the extract, which is when the leg was moving. Okay, so we're going to use this as the leg movement. So these are the leg extracts. So let's good. Let's trim where it's about to start moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. Good. We have gotten one leg movement. Let's see the second leg movement.
Action.
Good. When it's about to start moving, we're going to trim to that point. Then as it started moving. So let's stop there. Okay, so we've gotten that. So the last part now, that is scene what now? Scene 4. All right. This means we're not going to use. I didn't use this one because it was not clear. All right. So I didn't use this optimally. So this was the one I later used. So let's delete this. We didn't use this. So let's say, sorry, I know this can. Let me say something briefly before we continue. I know this can be boring, right? But I want you to stay with me in this process to the end so that when we are done editing this film, when you are watching it and then it's sweeting you, you know the whole work that went behind the scene. Okay, so let's continue. If it gets too long, I'll divide it into part 1 and part 2. Okay, so let's go.
So here.
All right, so let's see. Good, it's about to start talking. Split. All right, delete this part. And then let's play now.
So here.
Wait. Take it back. Trim a bit. Good. So let's listen. Let's see what we've trimmed now.
So here.
Good. Now. Let's play. Split. Delete. Okay. So let's delete this part. Then let's go again.
So here is the question.
Okay.
If simple footage can become something powerful, what can happen when you master this skill itself? The phone in your hand. Right.
I will edit that later.
The phone is in your hands. The opportunity is in front of you. The next move is yours.
Good. All right, so that is the end. That is the end. So, okay, so now we have successfully finished the first part of movie editing. Okay, and this thing I just did now is what I call straight line editing. Okay, what we kindly try to achieve in this short tutorial, which is this first aspect, is to number one, bring in our clip and then cut out all the excesses in our clip. That's what we've achieved. So in the next round, okay, I am going to show you how you are going to arrange these clips now in their right order. That's where you are going to be putting the extract, okay, putting the extract in the right places, adding effect, and then adding a background sound at an appropriate places to produce the emotions that we need in this game. So the next part is going to be the finishing part. Okay, so we are going to do that in the next part. I will have to divide it into part 1 and part 2 so that this video will not be too long. All right, so see you in the part 2 of movie editing. My name is David DLC.